Hi guys, it's Lorna. Today I'm going to be doing unpopular bodybuilding slash fitness related sort of opinions. I've never competed, I'm not the greatest bodybuilder by any means. All I've got is an Instagram account which you should check out, Alice Lee. I'll link it down below. I've been doing bodybuilding for about 4 years and I think I've been around long enough to sort of form my opinions, and I feel very sort of settled in bodybuilding now. I can see me doing it for a very long time. These are just my opinions, they're not facts or anything, so hopefully you'll enjoy listening to my opinions and either finding someone that actually has the same opinions as you, or you can disagree with me. Please share down below your own sort of unpopular opinions about bodybuilding and the fitness industry below. I'd love to hear them, because the especially on social media, bodybuilding and fitness, well, there's the fitness industry which has stemmed from the bodybuilding, I don't think does very well in social media, and I'm going to do a video about why I think that. The fitness industry does extremely well on social media. It stems from the bodybuilding, but it is also completely different. So my opinions, I've got about 5 opinions I want to share, and it sort of stems from purely bodybuilding to fitness and a bit of both. So because I don't really identify as a fitness vlogger or bodybuilding. Well, no, I think I identify more as a bodybuilding and a vlogger and more as a bodybuilder than I do as a fitness vlogger, because I see fitness vloggers, I don't know, they're sort of working out. They've got different goals to me. Like I do want to eventually compete. Like I love to compete. I'm just not in the position yet to compete. Hopefully I can compete soon. But fitness, a lot of them, I'm going to do another video on fitness industry and stuff, because it's such a weird thing that I've got so many thoughts about, and I want to hear everyone else's thoughts about it. But I am more of a bodybuilder than just general fitness, even though at the moment I haven't competed, so it is a goal I'm working towards, and I have been working towards for the past 3 years, so I just don't think I've got enough muscle yet for it. Like, I'm still very small in the arms, as you can see, and I definitely don't have enough delts, because I want to compete in women's physique. So I can't even really compete in figure, to be honest, not with my shoulders anyway, but oh well, I'll just have to wait and see about that. But anyway, let's get on with my first opinion. So my first opinion is that I much prefer to train with a high intensity training schedule, which is popularised by Dorian Yates. Now I see a lot of people going on about Dorian Yates and how he trains, and Dorian Yates, he says his way he trained was the most ideal way of building muscle. If you're not familiar with how Dorian Yates trained, you should research it and look up to it, because I do think the way he trained was the most ideal way of training. What I'm talking about is, when I'm talking about bodybuilding training, this is like what you're doing at the gym. So whether you go 6 times a week and hit your body parts about 2 times per week, what's your split like? Is it chest and back, or is it arms? Is it delts and legs? What is your split? Or do you do 6 weeks on and then have like a little break? Because Kevin Lavorni I think he used to not train, and then he'd train like 4 months before his Olympia. Like he'd spend most of the year not weightlifting. There's different ways you can train to bodybuild. There's no set way. So I know it's an opinion, not a fact, but I do say Dorian Yates' way is the best way of training, in that I train as much as I can similarly to Dorian Yates, because I'm not an advanced level enough to train how he does. I'm not strong enough. You need to build up quite a bit of strength to train how he trains. But basically he trains his body parts once per week, which a lot of people don't really, a lot of people love how Dorian Yates trains, but they'll not commit themselves to training each body part once a week, because they'll worry too much about not training enough. It's hard to get used to, because when I initially went to it, you know, I was spending 5 days a week in the gym and just cramming as much in as I could, and then I was like taking a day off and spreading it out a bit more, and it just, I was like, I might actually, but I've seen much better results this way, because the primary reason is that muscles aren't made in the gym. You don't get bigger by training. You know, like as you do a bicep curl, your arm's not growing. It feels like it's growing because the blood's rushing in, but it's not growing. It grows when you rest, when you sleep. That's when the repair goes on. So ideally you want more rest, but it means when you train, you've got to train that extra bit harder, because obviously the intensity's gone down if you're not training as many days per week. If you'd like me to do a separate video on this, I can, but I mean, I just researched Dorian Yates, and he's got loads of videos out talking about his training style. I class it as an unpopular opinion, because I think when I say to people I go to the gym 4 days a week, they're immediately like, why don't you go every day, or why aren't you going 6 days a week? And like, well, I've seen I did go to the gym 5 days a week, and even with the same diet and stuff, I've seen much bigger increases in areas like, especially following his back routine, my back's gotten really big. He doesn't believe in wide grip pull downs. I don't do them either. Most people think you have to do wide grip pull downs to get a big back, and it's completely false. Just narrow grip pull downs, the one you know, the narrow grip is much preferable, much more ideal for targeting your lats, and Dorian explains it in a very logical way, and I like that logic. His logic's better than, oh, it's wider, so therefore your back's going to be wider, which is what I got a tour around a gym. I was trying to find a gym, and the owner of a gym showed me around his gym, and they had this really weird machine. It wasn't a lat pull down, it was like some cables, but you could like set them like a clock. So he was like, oh yeah, you can even set them like this, and you know, wider grip, you know, it equals wider back. And I was just thinking that, like, no, it doesn't, like, because he has a personal training qualification. What he says is just, you know, it was completely false. Like, how is that going to give you a wider back? No, but yes, I am committed to 4 days a week. I'm training back alone. I've shifted the other days a bit, back alone, legs once a week. You know, like most people say legs is, you need to do that twice a week. I did legs twice a week. One really heavy leg day, including squats, on my bulk will make my legs really big. And I don't know if that's my genetics, but I think one leg day is just sufficient. I've seen, especially bikini girls, do about 3 leg days a week. I mean, I suppose they're not wanting to target other groups, so they need to go to the gym, so they will just do bum again. But one really heavy leg day is really all you need. So yeah, I class this as an unpopular opinion, because really I don't see many people on the internet doing this, doing it. I just see people doing a very standard sort of rep range and stuff. And my second unpopular opinion is about supplements. Now, even when I started bodybuilding training, you know, getting into it about 4 years ago, I did, you know, the first thing you do is you go and purchase your whey protein, and I didn't like the taste of it, and even back then I was drinking it, but very sparingly. I think at one point I was drinking it after every workout, but I've stopped that for about 2 years, and I've not seen any change in progress. I was still able to put on muscle, and I'm still cutting, and I'm able to keep muscle. I'm a 5'2" girl, and I weigh 140 pounds, so it's very easy for me to just eat the protein I need in normal food. I don't need to try like put in liquid protein because I've eaten too much protein. No, because in 4 meals a day I can put in as much protein as I need. I think people overestimate how much protein they need anyway, but yeah, I've not touched whey protein in a year, definitely. I've also seen people saying that whey protein isn't regulated, and it doesn't even have what it says on the outside. So like if it says it's got 20 grams of protein, it might not, or it's not metabolized very well, and it's not ID. I don't know. I've read stuff, but you know, you can't just. It's just what people say. It's not a fact. So, but I mean, I just eat. If you're a very big man and you need to eat a lot of protein, you are struggling. Then yeah, I think whey protein would be good for you. But I think for most people, I think just try and eat the protein through like chicken and like eggs and tuna and all the nice lean meat sources is more ideal. And as for the other stuff like the BCAAs, amino acids, pre-workout, I can't hack the taste. They're awful. I did try. Was it Farmer Freak or some sort of freak brand, which was meant to be the best pre-workout, and I got Raspberry Ripple and it sounded nice, and then I just had it. I had one scoop and I never used it. Like spent like 25 quid on this pre-workout that I couldn't even drink because it's just no. I can't hack the taste. So if I'm wanting caffeine, I don't react to caffeine very well anyway. Not in a way that I get a buzz from. So I'll just have a cup of tea or a coffee, which is but I've also seen. I don't really see how BCAAs can make such a big difference in your physique. I think the difference, if they make a difference, it's going to be too small to sort of see. So supplement companies are very easy to market, and I can see more benefit for a business than I can for the consumer in purchasing supplements. So I can see more people being it's more better for business to sell like whey protein powder, which whey protein powder won't cost very much to make because it's a waste product of milk, isn't it? So, but it's a way for so say say that you've got this big supplement company called was it Gold Standard? Is it Optimum Nutrition? Or even bodybuilding.com do their own supplements. I think what's good for the bodybuilding industry is they sell these supplements, and they've got their athletes repping. So you got like big bodybuilding names, sort of trying like selling their products, like advertising on social media, and they'll get like a cut. Maybe they'll have like a code or something, so they'll get a bit of money from it, which would support an otherwise not very profitable career of a bodybuilder. And what also is good about these companies is that they sponsor the competitions. So bodybuilding.com will sponsor the Olympia, and Optimum Nutrition does as well, I think, sometimes. This is very good for the bodybuilding industry. What is bad is when you've got too many small, there's too much competition now. You've got too many small companies making whey protein, BCAAs, all these lines. You know, like Dorian Yates, Kevin Lavoni have their own line. I've just seen some. I mean, there's too many to count. So you know, when people buy whey protein, the sort of cost spreads around all these companies. Then none of these companies have enough money to sponsor athletes or to sponsor competitions. So that's the damage that can be done from this sort of influx of everyone doing supplement ranges. But you can argue that if you know, all these athletes who are making their own supplement range, it'll be very beneficial for them because it's another way, it's an income from something that you can't get. Like I think Rosie Rascal, who's a female bodybuilder in the UK, she's doing her own range, and obviously female bodybuilders don't make a lot of money unless you get some sort of sponsorship. So she's just making her own line, and that'll be very beneficial to her. They'll probably make her way more money than bodybuilding ever does, or like competition winnings or anything. But at the same time, that's why these, you know, the Olympia or these big competitions get less sponsors. Start like doing things like chopping out women's bodybuilding and chopping out this, chopping out that. Arnold has to do what's he got? He's got like pole dancing as his thing to try and get more tickets sold. You know, like it's not. I don't think it's very good. So guess that is my little opinion about that.